Hello and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley. Today we are going to conclude our little mini course the last few days talking about reduced English pronunciation. Today we're going to concentrate on, at this time slot, thank you Mustafa, right. Um, and today we're going to conclude by looking at some phrases, groups of words together, and reducing these groups of words. And we'll do a lot of practice sentences that you guys can try out, and I'll help you out correcting the reduced pronunciation when we say common common sentences and phrases. Should be fun, and hopefully we'll have time. I'll introduce some really drastic ones, see if you guys can figure them out. Okay, let me welcome you guys to the class. Hello, Mustafa. Hi, good to see you again.
Hello, teacher. Good to see you again. Good morning for you.
Thank you. Morning to you. Hello, Hussein. Welcome.
Good morning. Nice to see you again.
Hey there. Welcome to the class. Hello to Oscar. Hi,
Hello,
Oscar.
okay. Hi.
Hi. I'm fine, thank you very much. Welcome to the class. And welcome back, Philip. Hi, Philip.
Hi, teacher. Thank you very much. Yeah, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
Okay.
teacher.
Hi. Okay. I'm going to share, do a little screen share here, and we're going to get started. Looking at these reduced forms and practicing them. We'll just go around one by one and test it out. If you keep your microphone off, feel free to practice at home while I'm interacting with another student. Okay, let me quickly welcome Dang before we get started. Hi, Dang. Welcome back. Hi, Dang. Okay, well, when you get it together, say hello. Okay. Mark, as well, welcome to the class.
Hello, Oakley. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Mark. Thank you. Welcome. Okay. Let's take a look at these reduced forms. Many of the examples are going to include more than the primary reduced form we're practicing. So keep that in mind as you're reading and the example and trying it out. Okay, well, quick shout out to Alejandro, who's just joined us. Alejandro, hello and welcome. Alejandro? Testing. 3, 2, 1. Alejandro and Dang, actually, both you guys, I can't hear you guys, so I'm not sure if there's a connection problem or what. You may have to make some adjustments, or you may have to jump out of the class and jump back in again. Sometimes that works. I don't know why, but it does. Either way, hopefully I can talk to you guys a little bit later. Okay, let's get started. Mustafa. Because the world is round. Okay, because.
Hello.
Mustafa? Oh, hello? Who is that? Alejandro?
Yes.
There you go. Okay, you're good. I can hear you now. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Great, you're good. I'll come around to you in a bit. Thank you for checking your mic. Mustafa, because the reduced form. Cuz. Okay, I might add that cuz is also a reduced form for cousin. You might call your cousin cuz. Hey cuz, especially when you address them. Hi cuz, how you doing today?
By the way,
Sound good? Yes, really.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make that
Yeah.
up. Yes, really.
You guys have reduced a lot of English, you know?
Yeah, too true. All right, can you see this example okay?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, give it a try. Go ahead and read the example. Remember, see the examples are in quotes, so I want you guys to be saying this as naturally as you can, as if it's spoken English. It's in quotes to emphasize the idea this would be spoken English. Okay, Mustafa?
Okay, okay. I don't wanna go to the party because it sounds boring.
Okay. Slight fumble at the beginning there. Uh, okay, let me demonstrate. I don't want to go to the party because it sounds boring. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't want
yeah,
to. Now, our negative contractions can't, don't, won't, even the modals shouldn't, couldn't, um, mustn't, whatever, are generally going to be stressed in a sentence. These are stressed words. So so more like this, Mustafa. I don't want to go to the party because it sounds boring.
Teacher, you know what? Like I have made a mistake, or I made a mistake exactly. You know, because I thought I don't know. I said I don't know. I don't know is I
Ah,
don't know. Yeah.
you're
So it
right.
is I don't. Yeah, I said I don't know. It is I don't. So the perfect way maybe I don't wanna go to the party because it sounds boring.
There you go. Very good. That's much better. And you're right. Don't know is further down our list today. I really hope we get to it because that's kind of a special case, but we'll talk about it later. Yeah, that was good. So not only does this include cuz, which is, you may have noticed, is closely joined cuz it sounds boring. Very reduced, very fast. It also includes wanna, which is want to, which is also reduced. Wanna can be want to, or the same pronunciation for want a. I want a glass of milk. I want a glass of milk. I want a glass of milk. I want to go. I want to do something. I want to swim later. Okay, want to and verb, it gets reduced. All right. So to there. I don't want to go to the party. Go to, again, reduced to is another one. In the same, to becomes to. I don't want to go to this party. Notice my pronunciation. I'm an American. I can't help myself. The T in to, which is surrounded by vowel sounds, the vowel sound in go, the vowel sound that ends to, and as well, even the T in party, both sound like D's. I don't want to go to the party. Party. Okay.
That's amazing. Yeah,
It's amazing. Well,
yeah, it sounds amazing.
I don't know if it's
You are
amazing.
you have reduced a lot. I told you.
Yes, there's a lot of reductions in this simple sentence here. I don't want to go to the party because it sounds boring. Okay, notice something else. Okay, when I do this, guys, I don't want to go to the party because it sounds boring. Very fast with want to go to this whole middle section is very spoken, very fast. Cuz it, very fast. Notice how I slow down when I have these two content words, these two important words, verb and adjective. Notice not only when you think about reduced forms, there's really two sides of the coin. We really reduce the function words, the unimportant grammar-based words, the words that glue the sentence together. We say them really fast. I don't want to go to the party because it sounds boring. Notice how I slow down when I say sounds boring. When we have important content words like nouns and verbs and adverbs and adjectives, we actually slow down our pace to make them understandable. We don't even care if you understand these function words. We really don't care. It really doesn't matter. I don't go party sounds boring. If I eliminate all the function words in this sentence, don't go party sounds boring. You can still understand my fundamental meaning. So I'm stressing those important words, and I'm just plowing through those unimportant content words. And those are the words, unimportant function words, pardon me. Those are the words that get reduced. Okay. All right. Let's do some more practicing. Hussein, bet you. Going to sound like...
Bet you.
Okay.
I bet you. I bet you. I bet you. I bet you can't eat 10 hot dogs. Yeah. No, I bet you can't eat 10 hot dogs. Eat 10 hot dogs.
Yeah, okay. Look at this. This example is very interesting because, all right, we're greatly reducing the front end, but then after we have the negative contraction, which is usually stressed, a verb. Main verbs are always stressed. Then we have 10 numbers are adjectives, also important, and then the compound noun hot dogs, which has primary or high pitch on hot and low on dogs, low pitch. So suddenly you run into, 5 words that are important are content words. I bet you can't eat 10 hot dogs. So we kind of slow down a little bit. I bet you can't eat 10 hot dogs. All right. Hussein, can you eat 10 hot dogs?
10 hot dogs. This hard to know.
Be careful there. Okay, hot dogs, not hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs would be like puppies, ruff, ruff, bark, bark, that are very, very warm. Hot dogs. No, you don't want to eat 10 hot dogs. That's terrible. Hot dog.
Hot dogs. Hot dogs.
You got to be careful of that. Those are 2 different things. Hot dogs and hot dogs. All right. When we reverse the stress or the high pitch of the 2 words, we're actually saying 2 different things. You got to be careful of that in English, especially with hot dogs. Okay. Pretty good though.
Sorry, we must say hot dogs, not hot dogs. Dogs is really dog.
Right. It's really dogs if you emphasize dogs. There were 10 hot dogs lying on the street. I ate 10 hot dogs. Okay? Like that. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Oscar? Could have. Actually, I'm going to have you do 2 here. 2 at once. Could have followed by a consonant and could have followed by a vowel. Okay, this construction, a modal, could, would, should, might, may, can, these are modals, followed by have, and then another verb. This is called a modal perfect. Okay, modal perfects. Okay, first one first, Oscar. Could have followed by a consonant will sound like what? Coulda. Coulda. Okay. And can you read the example?
Okay. You could have gone with me if you told me in plenty of time.
Okay. All right. I'll do it one time, and then you can try it once more. You could have gone with me if you told me in plenty of time.
You could have gone with me if you told me in plenty of time.
Okay, that's much better. Okay, also, okay, notice coulda followed by the G. Coulda gone. Very closely joined. There's other reductions in here. You, the pronoun. Pronouns are reduced. Ya. You coulda. Not you coulda. You coulda. You could have gone with me. If you'd, okay, you had is the contracted form, obviously reduced. All contractions are clearly reduced. If you told me in plenty of time becomes plenty of time. Plenty of time. We use a simple schwa sound, the just in place of. So there's another reduction there. Plenty of time. All right. All right, you did a good job with coulda. Let's look at could have followed by a vowel, Oscar. So this could have. Right. Okay. All right. So try the example.
Okay. I was so hungry. I could have eaten a horse.
Okay. Now the whole point of why we're changing our pronunciation from coulda to could've is because of the following sound, the consonant sound, coulda gone. The whole reason we're doing that is so we can join it very, very closely with the next word. You coulda gone. Okay, when it's followed by the E in eaten, in the next example, I could have eaten. Could have eaten. It sounds like veeten. Coulda veeten. If there's any break at all, which is very, very, very fast break, it's between the and the V. I could have eaten.
Could have eaten.
That's better. I could have eaten a horse.
Could have been a horse.
Yeah, and then of course the article a or an is very, very, or the, as a matter of fact, is very closely joined with the next word as well. I was so hungry, I could have eaten a horse. One more try, Oscar.
Okay. I was so hungry, I could have eaten a horse.
Okay, that's better. I could have eaten a horse.
A horse.
That's it. Okay, very good. All right. Notice the difference.
I have a question, sorry, excuse me, about could have eaten a horse. Is it in English idiom or saying could have eaten a horse?
Yes, it is.
Because of you said really exaggerated. We have in our nation could have eaten a sheep, not a horse.
Really?
Because nobody cannot eat horse.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely correct. It is idiomatic, and you are right. I've said before in my classes, I'll say it again, English speakers tend to really exaggerate. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And yeah, this is a fairly standardized, idiomatic, common phrase. You're absolutely right. Okay, let's move on. Let me quickly, however, welcome Marcus.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
Hi, Marcus. I'm good. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. And also, I can't actually see your whole name. Is it Rodrigo? I don't know.
Yeah,
Rodrigo?
yeah, you're right. It's just Rodrigo. Yes.
Okay, great. Hi, Rodrigo. Welcome.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. Thanks.
Great.
Okay, we'll come around to you fellas in just a little bit. Let me now work my way down. I'm going to talk to Philip for a minute.
Yes.
Okay, next one. Did you? Very commonly, very, very super common, obviously in questions, super, super common in English. So it gets reduced to
Dija. Dija.
Dija. Yes, kind of a ja sound. Dija. Maybe more of a Y, maybe more of a J, maybe more in between. Doesn't really matter, but okay. In the example,
Did you like the film?
okay. Did you like the film? Okay. Did you like the film? Notice how I also my intonation, I rise in pitch slightly on the verb like. Did you like the film?
Did you like the film?
That's it. Very good. Yes, I did like the film. Thank you very much. All right. Did ya? Okay. 2 classes ago, you know, talking about these reductions, we talked about joining, and we talked about how when we join D and the next sound is a Y, it makes that j, that quick j sound. Did ya? Okay. Would ya? Okay. And really, we do this. It's very common for it to be D and U. Really common. There's many combinations of phrases where one word ends with a modal. Would ya? Could ya? Did ya? Lots of those. Okay. Moving on. Dang. Dang. Are you vocal? Are you audible? Audible. I mean audio. Audible. Dang. Hello. Dang. Dang, no. Oh, I heard a sound, but no voice. Dang, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to skip you for now because I can't hear your microphone. If you can try to fix that up, that would be great. You may Dang, you may have to leave the class and come back real quick. Maybe. Okay. All right, now 2 days ago when we looked at joining words together, we looked at D and plus Y equals J. We also looked at T plus Y, which sounds like a CH sound, ch. So, Mark, look at this next one. Don't you? It's going to sound like...
Don't cha.
Don't cha. Absolutely. And the example?
Don't you know?
Don't you know? Of course, it sounds like don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I guess you do. You did that very well. Okay.
Did you know? Did you know?
There you go, Dang. Hi, Dang. Welcome back. Hi, Dang. I can hear you now. Okay. Anyway, Dang, I think you're good. I can hear your audio now, your microphone. All right, moving on. Alejandro, same basic premise with the T and the Y on this next one. Get you becomes what, Alejandro?
Getcha.
Getcha. Very good. Okay. Okay.
I'll get a drink.
I'll get ya. I'll get ya.
I'll get a drink.
Now, I don't like this example, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, because it's we don't say I'll get. There's 2 things that we could do here, actually, Alejandro. I could say I'll get you a drink, just one sound. I'll get you a drink, and actually this would be very common. So basically, because we have the getcha, and then the article a, we just pronounce it once. I'll get you a drink. Or an English speaker might choose to actually pronounce the U, the W sound in U, so that they can connect with the article A. I'll get you a drink. I'll get you a drink. Because in English, we simply cannot, we do not ever pronounce 2 vowel sounds in a row. We just never do it. If there are 2 vowels and we have no choice, we're going to throw in what's called a glide. a Y or a W sound in order to connect the two sounds. So really, you have two options here, Alejandro. Whatever you're comfortable with. I'll get you a drink, like
I'll
that.
get you a drink.
Or, okay, just no W sound. I'll get you a drink. Or, I'll get you a drink. I'll get you a drink.
I'll get you a drink.
Yeah. Okay. Could be either one, really. And a native speaker might go either way, depending on what their tendencies are.
I played just a question.
Yeah.
That that A getcha, it becomes a schwa because you have a schwa in the article, so it makes two schwas.
That's right. So that's why one possibility here is just to do, I'll get you a drink. Drink. It's slightly stretched. You notice when I use that reduced form,
Yeah.
it's also stretched more than a normal schwa. A normal schwa would be very, very fast, right?
Yeah.
So it's exaggerated or stretched a little bit. I'll get you a drink instead of I'll get you a drink. That would sound weird to me, actually, Mark. I'll get you a drink.
Yeah.
It sounds weird. It would have to be stretched slightly in order to sound right. Which is why I mentioned that it would be very common to use the glide W. I'll get you a drink. Yeah. Not the best example, really. You know, as I look at all these, I think of how, if you guys, I don't know, if you ever listen to popular or rock, English popular or rock music.
Yeah, exactly.
When I look at these reduced phrases, I'm constantly reminded of American music. I'm gonna get ya, I get ya, I get you, get you, one way or another. Or don't you stop, don't you stop, don't you stop, don't you stop. Okay, you hear these reduced phrases in the refrains of popular music constantly. Give me shelter, or I'm gonna fade away. Okay, next one. Give me. Marcus. Okay. Give me is gonna sound like.
Gimme.
Gimme. Gimme. All right. And there you go. The example. Yeah.
Give out your money. Give out your money.
Here we go with the glide again. Gimme. Gimme. And then there's a Y glide here. All right. Try it again with this Y in there, Marcus.
Okay. Give me your money.
No, not Y. It's a sound. Yeah. Give me all your money.
Give me all your money.
There you go. That's better. See, we stick in a Y that doesn't even exist there. We just stick it in there so we can glue the gimme with the all, with the A and all. Give me all your money. So we can say it.
Okay, sorry.
Right. So we can say it all without any pause at all, without any gap. Okay? Give me all your money. Try it one more time.
Okay. Give me all your money.
Yeah, there's a little pause there. This phrase, this sentence, is a very common sentence, by the way, for criminals, I guess. For robbers. Give me all your money. I notice when I say it, there's absolutely no pause between the words. It's like one big long word. Give me all your money.
Give me all your money.
There you go. That's it. And also, Marcus, whether you're conscious of it or not, you also reduced the your pronunciation, your, to your.
Your.
Another reduction that happens in this sentence. Give me all your money.
Give me all your money.
That's it. You got it. You can now go to America and rob American people, Marcus. Good for you. Let's hear it for Marcus. American lover. Yay.
Take it.
You're qualified. They will understand you now. That's terrific. I'm very happy for you. Okay.
But by the way, teacher, just I want to make like a notice. Talking
Yeah.
about y'all, like y'all, I know like you all y'all, but this now it's not existed. Like we created it, but it's not existed.
It doesn't really exist. That's right. I'm throwing it in there just to give Marcus the idea of that glide. It's not there. It would never be spelled there, but it's there. The yit, y sound.
Okay,
Yeah. Right. Although, in dialect, the southern part of the United States, you would definitely hear, even though this is terrible grammatically, I almost hate to teach you this, but okay. In case any of you guys ever end up in Texas or Georgia or Louisiana or Alabama or Mississippi, you will definitely hear somebody say, "Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. How y'all doing? Hey, Mustafa. How y'all doing today?"
Yeah, I've seen that on the movies. It's kind of funny to me because it's not clear. It's not good English. No, it is English,
I bet y'all have heard that in the movies. You probably have. Y'all have heard that. I know you have. I know y'all have. Yes, of course, you all does not belong together in English. It's a colloquialism, something like that that belongs to a specific area, okay, southern part of the United States. That's called a colloquialism, and it's very common there. It's definitely a reduced form of you all. Now, it makes sense. How are you all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? Well, okay, but they've taken that reduced form, and now they use it in ways it really shouldn't be doing.
This kind of stuff is more for, understanding spoken English than trying to copy because it's really hard to.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to do it. I mean, I'm from the north in the United States. Although, to tell you the truth, I lived in Louisiana for 2.5, almost 3 years, and I got in the habit of y'all because I heard it every day, over and over and over. It gets, indoctrinated.
Stick in your mind.
Yeah, well, true, and after a while, I got brainwashed. Really, I got brainwashed, and I moved back north, and people would make fun of me because I was y'all this, y'all that. Okay, anyway, let's move on. Rodrigo, let's look at going to plus a verb. Now, of course, this is a form of the simple future verb tense. I will work. I am going to work. Both simple future verb forms. So, here it is. Going to verb plus the verb, the main verb, Rodrigo, will sound like?
Gonna.
Yeah, okay. And the example sentence?
I'm gonna do my homework now.
Very good. Good job. I'm gonna do my homework now.
Gonna.
Excellent. Notice do is not reduced at all. That's because it's a main verb here. Main verb's never reduced, again. Good job. Now, something I have to point out here, going to plus verb. When it's used as an auxiliary or helper verb to help form a certain verb tense, auxiliaries are definitely reduced, sometimes even drastically reduced. Sometimes it dropped entirely upon occasions. However, be very careful. Main verbs are never reduced. So, if you're using present continuous, for example, I am going to Spain, you cannot reduce it. It's now the main verb. Am is the present participle form with the ing is the main verb. You cannot reduce it. You cannot say, I'm gonna Spain. Doesn't make any sense. You have to say, I am going to Spain. So be careful of that. You cannot reduce main verbs. If you say, I'm gonna Spain, it sounds like Spain is a dance. Okay.
Okay, gotcha.
It sounds like a verb by itself. It does sound very weird. Okay, another common phrase. Oh, no, we're not there yet. Again. Okay, another one. Got you, Mustafa. Back to you. Got you. Got you. Gotcha. Again with the T and the Y. Okay. Example sentence.
Okay. I gotcha that candy bar you asked for.
Okay. I got you that candy bar you asked for. Mustafa's very careful about correctly pronouncing asked, which you did perfectly. Good job. But it's very difficult SKT sound. Asked for. Those two sudden glottal stops are very difficult. So I just want to point out, even though I'm going to contradict myself now, even though I just said main verbs don't get reduced, well, okay. All right. True, but occasionally there is something called ellipsis when we drop a syllable or drop a consonant from the middle of a word. It is very common for native speakers, for example, to drop the K sound in this past tense form of the verb. Very common for native speakers to say asked. I got you that candy bar you asked for. Okay. I got you that candy bar you asked for. Notice here I don't really reduce you to ya because the next sound is an A, is a vowel. So I'm going to use full pronunciation you asked for. Okay. Not technically speaking, asked instead of asked it is a reduction, but it isn't a reduction. It's something else. In English, we call it ellipsis. We just drop a syllable or a sound. Anyway, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Mustafa, that was perfect. Again, the T and the Y with the CH sound. Ch, gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, just because it's here and it's a common phrase, Mustafa, what does it mean if I just say I gotcha? What's another meaning? Just that. No object noun. I gotcha. Sure, Mustafa, I gotcha.
Yeah. Oh my god. I understand what is meaning, but I cannot explain to you. So I got you. I understand you.
I understand you. Exactly. Precisely. Sure, I gotcha. All right, exactly. I understand you. A very common short phrase to mean I understand you. That's it. To acknowledge understanding. Excellent. Okay, here's a good one. Hussein. Has to. Another very common combination, collocation. Has to is going to sound like...
Has to.
Again, turning that oo into to the schwa sound. Has to. All right. Try the. Yep. Go ahead.
He has to know how much he means to me.
Okay.
He has to know how much he means to me.
Okay. All right. Let me try it. He has to know how much he means to me. You notice you did a good job with has to. Do you notice the other reduction that I use in this sentence? He has to know how much he.
There is
to
me.
Yeah, to me. You're absolutely correct. I actually forgot about that, but to becomes to me. Yeah, you're right. You are correct. I forgot about that one. I forget about them unless I'm really concentrating on it. It's so natural for me. Also, there's another one.
Another one.
Uh-huh. Anybody in class to hear the other one? He has to know how much he means to me.
Yes. On the, he is reduced to he.
Yes, it is. Muchy. Sounds like muchy.
Muchy.
How much he means to me. Definitely. Okay.
He has to know how much he means to me.
How much he means to me. Notice the connecting, the joining. When we reduce a word, the whole reason that we're reducing the pronunciation is so that we can join it very closely with the surrounding words and basically have no pause between the words. He has to know how much he means to me. Much he means. To me.
Very difficult. You can try a lot of.
Yeah. Well, you also, another ingredient in this whole thing, that I've been teaching you guys, notice muchy means is very closely joined, but then there is a slight pause before the prepositional phrase. Okay? Listen carefully. He has to know how much he means to me. There is a slight pause between prepositional phrases, relative clauses. Whenever you start a subordinate clause, whether there's a comma or not, there would be a slight pause. So you also have to recognize these groups of ideas, very phrases and clauses, where you will have little tiny pauses, and you won't join them really, really close. So prepositional phrases, obviously relative clauses. Also, a big black bear. Okay, so the determiner with the adjectives and the noun, that's obviously going to be a phrase that all goes together. Okay. Drastically reduced, an adverb and a verb, they definitely are going to be grouped together when we speak. It has to, because adjectives modifying a noun, obviously it's going to be spoken in the same group. That's another aspect to all this, is the actual grouping of phrases. Okay, moving on. Oscar, have to is okay. This one, frankly, this one is never not reduced. I just never ever hear anybody say I have to go to the mall. Nobody says that. They reduce it every time. Oscar?
Yes. Have to.
Yeah, okay, perfect. And in the example?
I have to clean the house before I go out.
Okay, I have to clean the house. Okay, and here, okay, when I was talking about phrases, there's very clearly two phrases here. I have to clean the house, the independent clause, and the dependent clause before I go out.
I have to clean the house before I go out.
Perfect. Exactly. So there's that slight pause between these clearly two ideas. That's it. And that was perfect, Oscar. Okay, great job. Okay, another common phrase coming up here. Philip, how are you? And verb becomes?
How are you?
Okay. And
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks, Philip. All right. Thanks a lot. I'm fine. How are you? Okay. Oh, this is interesting. It's very simple and stupid, but if you really analyze it and think about it, it's an interesting thing. Okay. Philip says, how are you doing? He's really greatly reduced you. All right? How are you doing? My response to Philip would be, I'm fine. And you? or I'm fine, how are you? Notice that I am not reducing you. Why? Does anybody know? And if you
No.
just observe
Because
this, you'll see this consistently happen in English. Does anybody know? Sorry?
No.
No idea? Mark?
maybe because in the first example you have another word, you know. And
I'll tell you, there
and
may be,
then in the last one, it's just a question of us to make that you clear because it's the subject,
to make it
because it
clear.
makes sense.
To make it clear. Okay, you are on the right path. Next week at this time, we're going to be looking at intonation, which is throwing all these reduced things into sentences and then using intonation to tweak it, to tweak our rhythm. Okay, you're onto something there, Mark, to stress it. You're going to stress any corrections or any contrasting information. You're going to always stress it. That's part of intonation. How are you? So as opposed to me, a contrast, how are you? You, not only does it get fully pronounced, it gets stressed in the sentence. I'm great. How are you? You as opposed to me. You contrasting to me. You correcting almost. So yeah, it's very interesting. You will consistently hear that pattern if you listen for it.
And also, luckily, also I have some problems with that doing that way. I think it's different if I use ing in pronouncing.
Okay. For example.
How are you doing?
Okay, you're right. Now, when you just said that, Mark, my brain, my hardwired American brain, automatically assumes that you think that I've been having trouble lately in the last duration of time. How are you doing? I heard you had an accident. I heard your husband left you. I heard you. Yeah, I heard you lost your job. How are you doing?
Okay, it's more dramatic.
It's more dramatic, and how are you doing lately? There's an implied lately because you're adding emphasis to that continuous sounding verb. You're absolutely right. Your stress actually slightly changes the meaning. That's right.
That's really awesome. I thought of that,
Right. As opposed to if I just see you walking down the street, hey Mark, how you doing, brother? How you doing? I don't know. I'm just greeting you. I'm just saying hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I might also want to add here how Philip did an excellent job. How are you doing? He pronounced it perfectly. But you may hear a drastic reduction here. You might hear basically like this. How you doing? How you doing? The R just gone. Ellipsis completely dropped, absolutely dropped right out of the sentence. Hey, how you doing? This is a more drastic reduction because this is such a normal phrase, such a common greeting. How you doing? How you doing today?
And sorry, teacher, just talking about this situation and how are you doing? Like, I'm not sure, like, if you know this or not. Like, is there any difference between British accent saying this word and American? Or you don't know about this?
Okay, that's a good question. How are
Because
you?
I know, because I know, like they almost always don't pronounce like
Yeah,
they,
that's true.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I was exactly thinking. They do underpronounce R's, I mean, comparatively, compared to Americans. How are you? How are you today? I don't know. I don't know.
So they almost jump to the last one. Like, how are you doing?
How are you? How are you doing? Yeah, maybe. A little bit, yeah. I think you should trick one of your British teachers here at Verbling into saying this, and then you can report back to me.
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you. Actually.
Okay, you know, I was thinking that it can be even more reduced. I mean, how are you doing? What about howdy? You guys say that, right?
Yeah, well, yes, you certainly can. This is another common greeting. That's interesting, and I don't actually know the answer. I know what you're saying. Is this really a reduced form of how are you doing? It very well could be. I don't know the etymology
Okay.
specifically, but that's very interesting. I never thought about that.
Because
I'm
I think
not
it's
sure.
it
It could
makes
be.
sense.
Howdy, partner. It could be. It does make sense. It looks like it may be that way. I can't say for sure, but that's interesting.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, that's very interesting. Speaking of interesting, I also find this one interesting. Dang's not here. Okay, Mark. Okay, great. Mark, I don't know becomes
Didn't know.
I don't know. This is very interesting because we have a reduced form. I've already said that most negative contractions are stressed in sentences. I can't go with you. I won't do it. Okay, I don't have any money. Usually negative contractions are stressed. This is a contradiction. This little, it gets reduced, but yet at the same time it also gets stressed. This does not happen in English. This is a very weird, very specific circumstance here because it's such a common phrase, really super common, and it has the negative contraction. It is both reduced and stressed. It is normally said at a higher pitch. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. Where did he go? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still using a high pitch when I say it. So it's a very odd thing because it's using the high pitch of a stressed word, but it's reduced pronunciation at the same time. Weird. Very unique.
Actually, I think it's interesting because you see, you guys tend to blend sounds every time.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's it was the next step.
Yeah.
Why not do that? You wanna definitely. I think stress. I think it's a stress syllable language or something.
Well, it is. Yeah, English is most certainly a stress-timed language. Absolutely.
These ups and downs, they have to, consistently happen.
That's true.
So that's why you guys do that.
Well, yeah, it's right. Part of the rhythm, high and low pitch, alternating high and low pitch, which is definitely an essential part of English rhythm. You're absolutely correct. Occasionally we'll have unstressed syllables and we'll just bounce along without moving high or low. And but overall, it's going to alternate, definitely. High, low, middle, low, middle, high, middle, low, high, low, like that.
Yeah.
In fact, it's impossible to do high in a row. We'll alternate the pattern to not to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay. Anyway, can you try this example sentence?
Okay. I don't know what to think about it.
Okay, I don't know what to think. What to think? The to would be reduced to ta. I don't know what to think. Okay. I don't know what to think about that.
Excuse me, we must say both in sound, do know or do know what? I do know or I don't know.
Well, it's okay. Good question. I don't know. Hussein, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
One or two.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, very common when we just say it as a reply. Okay, how tall is the Empire State Building? I might reply to you, I don't know. Oh, geez, so saying I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think. Okay.
Teacher, an important point, like you wanna mention, like and this question for you, by the way. Uh, when we talk about the last two words, like about the focus on it, about that, about like, do you notice like that the last letter of about become like a light T, very light T, and you connect it with the first one. And
Yeah.
the second one.
Okay. The T at the end of the word and the TH at the beginning of another word is a very common occurrence in English. It happens naturally a lot. About that. About. I don't drop my tongue to a t, t. I don't aspirate. In other words, or another way to say it in English, I don't release the sound. So yeah, it never gets fully pronounced. It's like half pronounced. So you're absolutely right about that. In order to join them closely together, about that. Yeah, it doesn't get fully pronounced. That happens a lot, by the way, and a good thing for you to practice if you're practicing good fluency in English is that T-TH combination. I don't know. So I don't know how to answer Hussein's question going back to that. If I'm just answering, I don't know, I might stress no. It might be higher pitch. But I would definitely, in this example sentence, I would be stressing what? So I would actually say no as maybe a secondary stress. I would say it very low. I don't know what. I didn't know what to think about that. Okay? And what I'm doing there, in reality, I'm alternating the stress pattern so I don't have two. I just mentioned that. We don't have two stressed syllables in a row. We don't do that. Okay? If I say Chinese, knees is stressed. If I say citizen, sit, first syllable is stressed. But I cannot say Chinese citizen. It sounds like I'm shouting. It sounds weird. So instead, I say Chinese, low, knees, citizen. He's a Chinese citizen. I alternate the stress, what might be normal, in order to accommodate what Mark was talking about, high, low, high, low, high, low, in order to keep that bouncy up-down rhythm. That's more important than the individual stress of the words and the syllables in the words. Rhythm always trumps syllable stress. Always. Every time. You'll change the syllable stress to accommodate that ee-yaw, ee-yaw, high, low, high, low, high, low. Okay. Anyway, I'm well over time. Once again, I've run late. But thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you can join me next week when we look at how all of this stuff affects intonation. It'll be interesting.
Thank you, teacher.